What's up, guys, and welcome back to another Talk About It Tuesday. This week we're diving into continuing education in chiropractic, what I do specifically for my continuing education, and then kind of talking about a little bit about chiropractic education in general, as far as what it takes to be a chiropractor and all the things that I went through when I was in school. So this is going to be one where if you're interested in my background and all the things that I do to stay up to date on chiropractic and be the best version of myself, this is going to be a good one for you. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so this was actually a question asked by one of my practice members, and so that's why I'm addressing this specific topic. So I hope you enjoy it. We actually, as chiropractors, are required in the state of Mississippi to get 12 hours of continuing education per year, right? And so we have some options in how we can use those hours. And so for me, I like to use them for things that are going to actually benefit me. So a lot of folks will just use their continuing education hours and do something that just gets them the hour so they can just get by. For me, it's important that if I'm going to spend 12 hours of my life working towards something chiropractically, I'm going to make sure there's something I'm going to benefit from, right? And so I do a lot of courses in the ICPA, which is the International Chiropractic Pediatrics Association. A lot of their seminars, which teach a lot about taking care of kids, taking care of families, taking care of expecting moms, and all of that sort of stuff, which is super important as far as what I do in the practice on an everyday basis. It's important to know how to care for that demographic better, right? And so it's, taking care of a kid or taking care of expecting mom looks completely different than it does when you're taking care of just a regular person coming in that's a middle-aged adult or something like that, right? And that's not to say that the care is any better or anything like that. It's just a little bit different, and so there's different ways that we need to learn to be able to care for those demographics. And so I also like to go to something called Dynamic Essentials. Dynamic Essentials is a group that is been around for a long time. It was developed by Dr. Sid Williams, who I've listened to enough of his teachings at this point to almost consider him a mentor, even though I've never met him. He passed away before I got into chiropractic school, but a lot of my mentors really studied underneath him, and he was big on keeping chiropractic and focusing on bringing chiropractic to the world. And so a lot of the things that he taught, a lot of the mindset, a lot of the ways that he practiced, a lot of the things that he taught, they're still being facilitated through Dynamic Essentials. And so I typically go there 4 times a year. So I get about 6 hours each time I go to a Dynamic Essentials for continuing education. And then, with ICPA, I wind up getting, it can vary. Sometimes it's 12, sometimes it's 15, sometimes it's 8, depends on how long the seminars are. But I wind up getting a lot of hours typically over the course of a year. And it's all because I want to make sure I'm being my best for the people that we're serving. When I was in school, chiropractic education from start to finish is pretty rigorous, I would say. You take about 25 to 30 credit hours, typically a quarter, and there's about 14 quarters in order to graduate, right? And then of course that's not even talking about undergraduate school. Getting my prereqs and everything was something that you had to have before you got into chiropractic school. So all in all, it's about 9 years of school. And the big thing when you're in chiropractic school, and this is for any students that are out there watching, and any other doc can back me up on this, if you really want to be good at chiropractic, you're going to have to spend the time in the classroom, obviously pass your classes and all that stuff, but you're also going to have to, outside of the studying and everything out of the classroom, you're going to have to go to clubs on campus. That's where you're going to actually learn chiropractic technique, philosophy. You're going to get more of the hands-on training that you're not going to get in the classroom. Like really, and honestly, school is becoming more and more like this as we age. The learning is not done in the classroom. Learning is done out in the real world, right? And unfortunately for a lot of my colleagues, they had to learn that the hard way, right? They didn't put in the work while they're in school. They were too busy maybe doing other things, having fun, whatever it was. Even sometimes focused on classes and not focused on putting in the work for learning chiropractic and their hands-on training, right? And so the actual hands-on things, the actual communication aspect of chiropractic kind of fell to the wayside. And for some of them, they've struggled in practice. And that's not to say that I'm, so much better than them by any means. It's just that I put the work in the right areas. Again, if you're a student and you're listening to this, and maybe you're a little bit ways through your school, through your curriculum, make sure you're finding technique clubs to get involved in on campus. Make sure you're putting your energy and effort where it actually counts. Obviously, like I said before, pass your classes, pass your boards, but make sure you know how to take care of someone. Make sure you know how to communicate chiropractic appropriately, and make sure you're doing right by people, because ultimately that's what we need. I know there are people out there who know the textbooks left and right, back to front, but I may not trust them to be able to adjust me, right? And so that's kind of the nature of the profession, and it's like that in every profession, unfortunately, but in chiropractic's no different. So as far as me and a little bit about all the things that I do to keep myself ready mentally and of course technique wise, those are the things. I have great mentors that I'm still bouncing ideas off of and learning from on a pretty regular basis, as well as these technique seminars and things like that to keep me on point, if you will. And so with that, I think that's about all I have for this video. And again, I hope that you'll share this video with anyone that's interested in chiropractic, or maybe that's in chiropractic school, especially the part where I'm talking specifically to the students that are there right now, to maybe inspire them a little bit to focus on the right things. This would be a good video for them to watch. But otherwise, if you're watching and maybe you're a practice member in our office, this will be beneficial to you to see how much training actually goes in to not just like being a chiropractor, but things that I do outside of the office, right? So again, love and appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Hey everybody, thanks so much for tuning in to another Talk About It Tuesday. I hope that you've enjoyed them so far and that you're getting some value from it. I also hope that you're liking, following our page, sharing the videos to people that you love and that you care about, because people need this message and they don't have it. There's people all around the world that have no idea what chiropractic does, and it's a shame. And we have the power to change that at our fingertips each and every day. So let's share, like these videos. Let's blow up social media with this message so more people can experience the power that exists within the body when it's clear and connected to do what it's supposed to do. So again, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, and I will see you guys on the next one.